The room went silent the moment my husband's voice cut through the chatter, sharp and mocking. "Honestly, Maria," he sneered, raising his glass so everyone's eyes turned toward me, "you can't even cook a decent meal. My mother could make this dish in her sleep, and here you are, burning it." Laughter rippled across the long dining table. His brothers chuckled awkwardly, his sisters smirked, and even his mother gave a tight smile as though she were proud of the comparison. Heat rushed to my face. My hands trembled against my lap as I tried to force a polite smile, though humiliation pressed down on me like a weight I couldn't escape. I had worked for hours to prepare this meal, carefully choosing the recipes, planning every detail because I knew how critical his family could be. I wanted to be accepted, just once. But instead of support, my husband had offered me up as the evening's entertainment. Before I could find my voice, a smaller one rose from the other end of the table. My 10-year-old daughter, Lily, looked straight at her father, her eyes wide but unwavering. "Daddy," she said softly, but with a sharpness that silenced the laughter, "why do you always make mommy feel small in front of people? Doesn't that make you look small too?" The entire table froze. Forks hovered midair. My husband's face lost its smug grin, draining of color until he looked as pale as the tablecloth. For a moment, nobody spoke. Lily's words hung in the air like a bell that wouldn't stop ringing. My chest tightened with both pride and sorrow. I hadn't expected her to notice, hadn't realized how much she had seen. My instinct was to hush her, to protect her from the awkwardness, but another part of me wanted to stand up and applaud her courage. My husband shifted in his seat, clearing his throat. "That's enough, Lily," he muttered, reaching for his wine. But the damage was done. His family no longer looked amused, they exchanged uneasy glances, their laughter gone, replaced with something closer to shame. I excused myself from the table under the pretense of checking the dessert, and Lily followed me into the kitchen. She slipped her small hand into mine and whispered, "Mommy, you don't have to let him talk to you like that. You're amazing." Tears stung my eyes. I hugged her tightly, breathing in her warmth, her sincerity. That night, after everyone had left and the dishes were piled high, I sat across from my husband. For once, he didn't meet my gaze. "You embarrassed me," I said quietly. "In front of your whole family. And you do it often. But tonight, our daughter noticed. She sees how you treat me. Is that what you want her to learn? That love means humiliation." He fidgeted, uncharacteristically quiet. Normally, he'd brush it off, joke, or argue, but Lily's words had pierced deeper than mine ever could. Over the next few days, something shifted. He didn't apologize immediately, but he grew quieter, more cautious. He didn't throw jabs as often, and when he did, his eyes darted nervously toward Lily, as though afraid she might call him out again. It took weeks, but finally, one evening, he sat down beside me with a sigh. I didn't realize how cruel I was being. Hearing Lily, it was like a mirror I didn't want to look into. "I'm sorry." His voice cracked, just slightly. I didn't forgive him right away. Healing wasn't instant, but I set boundaries. I told him plainly that I would not tolerate public ridicule, and I wouldn't let our daughter grow up thinking love was built on disrespect. If he wanted our marriage to survive, he would have to change, not just words, but actions. And slowly, painfully, he did. Months later, at another family gathering, he surprised me. I had prepared a meal again, my nerves fluttering as always. But when his mother made a critical remark about the seasoning, my husband spoke up, not with mockery this time, but with something close to pride. "I think Maria did a wonderful job," he said firmly, glancing around the table. "She works hard, and I'm lucky to have her." My chest tightened, this time not with humiliation, but with relief. Lily, sitting beside me, squeezed my hand under the table. Her eyes sparkled with the same bravery she had shown that night months ago. The truth is, it wasn't my husband's apology that began the change, it was my daughter's courage. She saw what I couldn't say out loud and spoke the truth that shattered his pride. That night, she didn't just defend me, she reminded me of my worth. I realized then that children don't learn love by what we tell them, they learn by what they see. And Lily had reminded me of the most important lesson: respect should never be optional in a family. My husband and I still have work to do, and maybe we always will. But because of my daughter's fearless words, the cycle of humiliation was broken. And I will never again sit silently at a table where I am made to feel small.